Podcast with your host, Jake Weaver. Engineered by Cedric Swan. Hey everybody, we are back with another episode of Midnight on Earth. I'm your host, Jake Weaver, and we're here to bring you more knowledge, more light, and more love. Our guest today is a musician from one of my favorite bands. They make the most incredible music. It's just mind-blowing. It's reggae, it's cosmic reggae, it's conscious messages, it's so much. We have Burton from Indubious here today. I'm super excited, aka Evton B. He's here, and we're going to talk to him in just a second. But first, I need you to do something for me. Go to bluecobracbd.com. That is bluecobracbd.com. And there you will find Blue Cobra CBD oil, the highest quality CBD oil on the planet Earth. And why is that? I'll tell you again if you haven't heard. The extraction method, how the CBD is extracted from the hemp, is a proprietary method known as the HIT extraction method. This was developed by a man named Howard Hitt, aka Big H, and it uses no chemicals, no solvents, no gases, nothing unnatural is used in this process. It's 100% organic, and it uses 100% Oregon-grown organic hemp. So no one else could possibly make this product. There really is nothing like this. It's a magical product. This CBD oil captures the essence, the spirit of the CBD. And there really is, in the ocean of CBD products, no other product that can possibly be like this because of the HIT extraction method. There are 3 styles: the maximum strength King Cobra, regular strength Little King Cobra, and Wild Thing CBD for pets, the highest quality medicine for our beloved pets. And we have a discount code. It is Big H, B-I-G, and the letter H. You use that on checkout, put it in the discount code box, and you will receive free shipping on any order in the continental 48 United States. International listeners, check your local laws, make sure this is legal for you to get this, and if it is, get it. It will absolutely affect you in incredible ways. I take it as often as possible. I put it in a shake in the morning, my breakfast shake, and it helps me be my best self. It's helped me with other health ailments, and it's helped dozens of people with significant health issues, that is. So check this out. Go to bluecobracbd.com, get a bottle, come back, report to me, send me an email, let me know how it is, because there is that money back guarantee. If you don't like it for some reason, and again, no one is ever taken advantage of this, but for some reason, if you don't like it, you get your money back. You get to keep the product. If you had to pay shipping and you didn't use the discount code for some reason, you get that money back as well. There's nothing to lose here. There's only high quality medicine to gain. It really affects you on a very core, deep level. So check it out, people. bluecobracbd.com. That is bluecobracbd.com. And when you're done with that, follow me on Instagram at midnight_on_earth. That is the address. You can go there. You can follow us. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, wherever you go to get your podcast. Click that button that connects us so you know when we have these incredible guests. You know when they're here, you get the notification, and most importantly, tell a friend, tell someone that you know that loves these type of podcasts that would be interested in hearing this story, the story of Indubious, and so much more. You know them well. Tell them, bring them here. midnightonearth.com. All right. So we got the social media shout out of the way. And now we're going to read essentially the bio of Indubious, the band that Evan is in. So here we go. The story of Indubious is not for the faint of heart. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, Indubious was forged in the fires of pain and destruction. As they're known in their band, Evton and Skip, brothers and bandmates born with cystic fibrosis and convinced by doctors of their impending death from an early age, have emerged as a powerful force for change in the future of conscious music. Their only choice has always been mind over matter, and time has proven that their unbending positive outlook, combined with an inspiring message of love and hope, has not only helped them overcome personal hardship, but catapulted their music onto the world stage with an unstoppable momentum. Currently based in Oregon, Indubious has released several albums over the past few years, including Wake the Lion, which was produced by EDM dub reggae pioneer Gaudi. The album Belief, which was released in summer of 2019, debuted at #1 on the Billboard Reggae chart and #2 on the iTunes Reggae chart. Previous to that, From Zero released 7/17/17, features legendary guest artists including dancehall icon Sizzla, Vaughn Benjamin, the late Vaughn Benjamin, formerly of Midnight and Aki Becca, and now wherever he is watching us. And all songs were written, produced, and engineered by Indubious and released on their own label, Righteous Sound Productions. And recently, they released The Bridge in 2021 and the Bridge Remix album in 2022 that came out just recently. Armed with impressive instrumental skill, powerful harmonies, and an electrifying stage presence, Indubious is destined to change the face of music. They have developed a steadily rising reputation as ambassadors of the West Coast Reggae movement, leaving audiences stunned and amazed while shattering any preconceived notions of genre and style. They recruit fans from all walks of life, affectionately called Indubians. I'm an Indubian. The band and their legion of fans have adopted the motto, "Live Indubiously," which means living without doubt or fear, and with faith in the fact that we are all here for a reason. Our gift is music, says Indubious, and our mission is to reconnect the people of the world with rightful living. We wish to speak the truth in an effort to inspire others to do the same, to raise the positive vibrations of our planet, and to help others express the true loving nature within us all. Wow, what an incredible bio. Evan, hello, how are you?
I'm great. That was inspiring to listen to, man. Your delivery added a lot to it.
Well,
it was great.
It's not very hard when the content is amazing. I mean, what you've done since day one has been an incredible service. The music of Indubious is some of my favorite music because I love reggae music, and it's a very unique type of reggae music that seems to incorporate, like we said in the bio, other genres, and it just really hits you. It hits you hard, and it really heals you. Because you feel that greater feeling through the music. I could go on and on, but tell me though, how did all this start? So you wanted to start a band. Like, what attracted you to music? Was it both you and your brother, or was it just you?
It was me and my brother. My brother and I, from a very young age, were just naturally musically inclined. Music was, for me, from very young, it was what allowed me to feel magic for the first time. There was something about music that elevated me out of my physical humanity and brought me into a spiritual place. So this is from me being a little kid, you know.
So what type of music are we talking about? Is this just the music that was around you, like the music your parents listened to?
You know, my mom loved the Beatles, so I love the Beatles growing up.
Of course.
Definitely some powerful messages, and they have, you know, extremely connected to whatever it was they're channeling those songs from. And, you know, my dad loved Bob Marley. So those are really my two primary influences.
Thanks, Dad.
You know, and I think that, thinking of it from a physical perspective, it's like, okay, my reality was that which these things were around me. And that was what kind of brought me into it. I think that's almost a limiting perspective, because I feel that everything in my life was perfectly aligned for the path that I'm on, and that I signed up for it beforehand. From wherever it is that we come from before this, I knew that I was coming here to fulfill a specific mission from a very young age. I remember being maybe 3 years old and being in my backyard and sitting there, and my mom would always tell me, you can do anything you want if you put your mind to it. You could literally do anything you want. I remember sitting in the backyard and praying for a piano to fall out of the sky. I'd sit there for hours and pray for a piano to fall out of the sky. This is before I knew I was going to be in a band. This is before I knew I was going to play the keyboards. So it's a little bit kind of an odd thought to have, right? I remember also, this is the same day, I remember also walking around the house and like having this download that my name was going to be in history books. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like I'm 3 years old, bro. And I remember, I have a phenomenal memory from when I was young. I remember walking around and having that feeling and not knowing how or why. You know, as I have grown, you know, you read the bio. I've had a crazy life. And, you know, my feeling has always been that I'm going to make my mark with music. That has started to shift for me, oddly enough. Not that I'm not going to make my mark with music, but that music is an aspect of what I do. And what has been coming into form for me is me relinquishing my attachment to what I am and my preconceived notions of what I am, which really are limitations. They are boxes we put ourselves in. And that's expanding and opening me up to the reality of what I am to become. And like you said in that bio, I forget what part it was, but what our intention is to heal through music. And the way in which we heal is expanding. You know, my brother's doing his healing retreats with Iboga medicine. I'm doing life coaching, and we also run our own podcast, the Living Indubiously podcast, and who knows what more. But sorry, that was a long tangent.
No, it's fine. But what I'm hearing you say is that you have this gift. You knew that you were going to be a musician, but there's another layer. And the other layer is saying you also have this life path, and it may be different from what you originally thought, but now you're awakening to it, and you can incorporate it and also be that as well. And not just say you're an incredible musician, which you are, but you're also whatever God wants you to be. And wherever you go, that's seemingly your path. And it's just opening up, and there's just more. And not that you're saying one is even better than the other. You're just saying there's a new layer coming for you. That's what I'm hearing. Is that right?
It is. I don't pretend to know exactly what it is that is happening on the earth right now, but I do think that anyone that's listening to this can resonate with the fact that things feel like they're changing fast. I believe that the collective vibration of the earth is shifting. And what that looks like to a lot of people is complete and utter mayhem, right? All the stuff that we're going through with COVID and the kind of racial tensions and gas prices and, political separation. And, I think we can all kind of feel that, but in my perspective and what I've been told and taught and received from the universe is that this is a symptom of growth and healing. It's, one of my teachers, Von Benjamin he taught me this. He would play a note on the guitar and then he'd play another note right next to it that was a little bit out of tune. And so that creates a whoa, 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 whoa. Anyone who's a musician know, like when it's dissonant, it's called dissonant. It's close, but it's not all the way there. So it creates a wobble and awkwardness. And that's what's happening now because we're shifting an octave collectively. There is an awkward wobble to our reality, to put it simply.
Yes, it's pretty obvious. We have talked about this with dozens of guests on our podcast because we're all sensitive to this. If you have any sensitivity to energy, I think everyone does, but a lot of people have their sensitivities muted. But if you've unmuted yourself and you've been able to tap into your energy sensitivity, you feel that shift. And like you said, there is this quickening that's happened, this speeding up of the change as we get into that new octave. And we talk about this a lot, honestly, on our podcast, because we are moving towards a better world, a new earth, a place where we are all together united, but it's different from what we're experiencing now. So in order to experience that new earth, we have to change our frequency, change our vibration. And maybe that's what we're feeling, that dissonance, that wobble that you're talking about is that frequency shift.
Yeah. And to be clear, I don't see it as an awkwardness or a wobble. I see it as beauty.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a shift in our vibration that allows us to see it. I believe the new earth is now. It's the now earth, and the key to it, the key to the gates of heaven, so to speak, is our perspective and our ability to relinquish our tendency as a society to want to live here in our heads, in our minds, and believe that our thoughts and mental realities are the truth. The issue is they're kind of not. Truth is right here, and it's in our hearts, and it's in our bodies, and it's in the present moment. When we are truly present, no longer thinking about the past and projecting to the future, and we're here right now, we are in the magic spot. And that is where I am choosing to live. That's not a place where I'm like, I'm Evan, I'm a musician, and I got to do this as my mission. This is a place of, wow, look how beautiful this reality is that we have built together. Life is truly a blessing to be alive, just to be alive with no blessings on top of that is already a blessing. And that's the base. That's the base of your gratitude is you exist. You can experience reality. You get to experience anything at all. You get to have a conversation with another brother, even on top of that. Like, wow, Jake, we're brand new friends. The connection, the psychic cosmic connection that we've had from the second we started talking, which was just a few weeks ago, it's wild, man. And so gratitude really is such a powerful tool for us entering into our heart space and entering into the present moment and experience the beauty of the world as it is meant to be experienced, as we are all going to be able to experience more and more as we collectively walk each other home to the reality of paradise on earth, my man.
Yes, it is coming. There is a process, though. There is action that does need to be taken. Of course, personal development, you only have control over yourself. So you have to develop yourself as much as you possibly can. Yeah. But there is kind of this role of activism, which is what you're doing with your music and your podcast and what I'm doing. It's getting the message out there, because in order for the frequency to shift, all the little frequency projectors, the human beings, need to get access to certain types of information in order to make that choice, to make that change.
Sure. I agree with that 100% wholeheartedly. I do feel that describing it in the sense that we have to take action in order to create the new world. I I wouldn't say it that way. All of that's true. I feel that imbues a sense of urgency and a need to act in a person that can put anxiety and stress in our mind. I choose to feel that when we align with our highest excitement and we love ourselves and we choose to be ourselves and make the best possible choice in every moment for what feels freaking amazing, that leads us right down the path of action. Because I lived my whole life.
Yes.
I lived my whole life in the mindset of like, I got to do this. And I had a lot of anxiety. I had issue living in the moment and being present. I had issues with, suppressing my own, not giving myself enough space to be. And what I have found, it's a paradox, because I believe that the way that we get the most work done is by no longer worrying about getting the most work done. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. Because then you're, like you said, in that now space, you're in that infinite cosmos. You're literally in the flow. And then that projects out into the universe. And then the universe harmonizes with you and all of us collectively. And we become that higher octave.
Yeah. And the ability that you have to really bring about change in the world and in people is multiplied dramatically.
Oh, wow.
You are in your power and you are present and you are confident and you are loving and you're in the flow.
Yeah. And what I've learned from all of the teachers that I've studied and various people I've interacted with is that it is our destiny. Like the new earth is here, and our understanding of it will expand and we'll all get there collectively. Like there is no dystopian doom and gloom scenario. That fear, that energy is, like you said, to create anxiety in people, to keep them closed off from the information that's coming from these higher places. What do you think about that?
I think it's real. I don't pay any mind to it because I don't care. Because I'm just having too good of a time, and that is complete and utter freedom.
Yeah. I just hear it from spiritual people occasionally, not everyone, but some people, they are still locked in that doom and gloom potential reality as if the divine, which is all love, would actually create a situation for it to go to some dystopian hell. It just doesn't even make sense logically. But then just the whole potential of that is, just knocked my mic down there. The whole potential of that is just not even possible.
It's not possible from the sense that someone's going to inflict it on us. But I do believe it is possible from the sense that we create our own hell. We create our own dystopian reality through perspective. And I do believe there are forces that are motivated to keep us suppressed. But they are grasping for straws right now, man, because their time is up and they know it. And they're losing control of the people because the now earth is here. And, they're trying. Babylon's pulling out the big guns, trying to make it happen, but they don't stand a chance, bro. Not with me, at least. Not with my family, not with my loved ones, not with my reality, not with my my world. It's a no for me, dog.
Yeah. And I've heard from other guests that essentially they're just like biting as many people on the way out that they can, and it's just like a chess board where the chess piece, you're on the last piece and you move here, but it's closing in. Then eventually there's going to be nowhere left for them to move. And also, everything's made out of God. At the end of the day, it's all made out of God, the good, the bad, the ugly. It's all made out of God. So why are they trying to rebel against something that they're made out of? Eventually, they're going to have to reharmonize with love as the energy beings that they are.
Sure. I say it a lot. It's all good because it's all God. And, they will eventually realize that. Why are they doing it? Because they have separation of self. They don't understand. And they're really what they're fighting against is themselves. And that deserves compassion and understanding. We've all been there. I mean, honestly, we're all already there. The only thing in our way of anything is always ourselves. And really, it's a choice. It is a conscious choice. You can choose to see things as falling apart, or you can choose to see them as falling into place. Which one sounds better?
I like falling into place. Holy cow, that's an amazing. Wow. Well, that's just a mind-blowing perspective. Yes, they're falling into place. So let me back you up a little bit and let's talk about your band for just a second. When did it fall into place for you musically? When did you really feel like this was a band, that Indubious was like figuring something out? You had your own sound and it was coming together in a professional way.
That's a great question. I mean, we've been a band for a long time. We formed back when we lived in California when we were young, it was 2005-ish, long time ago.
Yeah, I remember.
And it was really when we moved to Oregon that it started falling into place for us. I don't know what it was. Actually, no, I can pinpoint it to an exact time.
Okay.
It was our first festival that we ever played was, I don't know if you know this festival. It's called Cougar Mountain.
I was actually there that year.
The year that we played?
Yes, that's right. I saw you there.
Oh gosh. Okay, it's getting cosmic. It started cosmic. I expected to be cosmic. So I happened to take LSD that night. We played.
No.
I took LSD, and my brother took LSD too.
Wow.
I had an experience, brother, and I talked to spirit, and it showed me some things, and it was a full moon that night. And
I believe this was in 2007. Sorry to cut in there. I just want to tell the audiences, I believe was in 7707.
Yeah, it sounds close to there. I would have guessed 2008, so it's not too far off. So yeah, it's very, very recent, very close to that date. Yeah. And so I ended up getting some serious kind of spiritual downloads about reality and the nature of reality and manifestation. And I ended up going to my brother the next day. We kind of had a separate trip and telling him the things that I had the download. And he said I had all the exact same downloads. So we kind of had a shared hallucination, if you will. Well, just you connected in the frequency sense. Connected to something. Yeah, it's like it's almost like Wi-Fi. It's like, you're broadcasting frequency. Your brother, you were on the same frequency, like kind of like we are. We're similar frequency people. And then boom, you connected ethereally. We picked up the same download. And really that download for me, the way to summarize it was, it's not what you are trying to get out of your music. It's what you are giving. And you're already doing it. You're already doing it. So enjoy it. That was a huge energy shift for me. And it was after that, it was like, boom, it was like a switch turned. And now there was just people at our shows. For the first time, people were coming to our shows. Because it's like being a starting band. You're playing to bars with 5 people, man. Right, exactly. And so from then on in Southern Oregon, it was like all of a sudden everyone knew about us and came to our shows. And it was just this gradual evolution of becoming what we always wanted to be, which was loved and celebrated. But you've crossed other bridges since then. I mean, that was your first kind of like threshold crossing of, we are a band that's doing a service. We have fans, but then there were bigger moments too. I mean, your Facebook page has over 3,000 followers, which is huge for a group page. And there's just so much out there with you guys. Like, what were some other key factors of development? You're talking about the Facebook group page. Yeah, the Facebook group page. Yeah. Well, I mean, as a band, it's easier to talk in terms of my life because so I moved to Oregon and we had that kind of explosion of success and we ended up getting management. Chris Decker, who was responsible for starting Earth Dance Festival, became our manager. And Chris Decker. We love Chris. yeah, I love that guy. He's such a good guy. He's a cosmic dude. He kind of discovered us and picked us up and put us on his festival. And then the following year, all the other festivals wanted us. We were playing at Oregon Country Fair. We were playing at Northwest World Reggae Festival. We're playing at Reggae on the River. We're playing at all the places I've always dreamed of. I was like, just absolutely stoked. But that coincided with the declining of my health. And I was on oxygen and I was experiencing lung failure, and I had to submit myself to get a lung transplant. I received a double lung transplant in 2011, and everything just came to a stop for us.
Wow. So did you know that you had that diagnosis early on in life, and then they, like we talked about in the bio, you had this set amount of time, or was it something you discovered later and then by 2011 it was like, oh shit, like this is actually happening?
Well, it's connected with the cystic fibrosis, with the disease I was born with.
Okay.
And but it was a gradual acceptance that I was dying, because I was always like, my feeling was like, no, I'm gonna get through this. I'm going to figure this out and I'm going to be healed. And I know it. I know that I'm going to figure this out and I'm going to be healed. And so I was very resistant to the fact that I had to do something medically. But it turns out the transplant was the way in which I got healed that I was resisting, And so it just goes to show you, what we resist persists is what I like to say.
Wow.
And
Jesus.
And you like that one?
Yeah, it's amazing. And also just thinking about a double lung transplant. I mean, that must have been an intense operation. I mean, you're a human being, your physical vessels being like opened up, and you're
human being in quotations.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the body part, like
kind of a human being.
Yeah. Opening up, and then you're just like, it must have been incredible to think about, because you had to kind of detach from the vehicle, be like, my car is being serviced, my vehicle is being worked on, my living vehicle, and it's mind blowing. That must have been intense.
I was remarkably calm and okay with it. People around me were freaking out, my mom, and
I'm sure
crying, and I was like, guys, all right, let's think about this. Let's think about this reasonably for a second. Okay, I'm going to get a transplant. So either A, I'm going to go to sleep and not wake back up, which is mean I'm not going to have to live in this body, which sucks. I'm suffering and I don't like it. Or, which is way more likely, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be able to breathe. So these are two realities I'm totally okay with. Let's do it, and everyone chill out,
And then you woke up, thank God you're breathing, and it worked out.
I mean, yeah, no, it worked out very well. The experience itself was an absolute trip. It was very spiritual. I remember coming to and just being so confused, because they give you a lot of drugs through that experience, and you're essentially an induced coma for 2 days. It's an over 24-hour operation or something like that. Maybe it was like 20-hour operation, and then so I come to, and like I'm this kind of spiritual starseed guy talking to all these medical doctors and nurses, and just downloading hardcore, my perspective of reality on them, and I made some incredible friends and changed some people's lives through that experience for sure.
So you're saying that while you were induced, you remember interacting with some of these beings from other dimensions?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that after I was induced, after I had woken up, that I was the being from another dimension. Wow. And I was downloading to these people my reality, my beliefs, and my perspectives.
So let's talk about the starseed perspective, because this is something we've had guests on focusing on that. But was this something new because of that operation, that it kind of all coalesced after you came back, that you had this deeper understanding, or is this something that you've been attached to for a while?
This is, I feel like in the grand scheme of things, so what I don't want to do is trivialize the reality of starseed, because I do believe it's real, and it's very real for some people.
Yeah,
some people
it's very real.
Some people are, that's their whole life is that reality. I do believe I am that, but my emphasis on that is small, because I believe that so many of us are that. I believe that we live in a reality where we are surrounded by aliens that are incarnated into soul. I guarantee you are, bro. Come on. I
feel the same way about you. It's like your aura is like mind blowing, and then just the light from your eyes. It's very intense.
So everyone's focused. Like, I want aliens to come to Earth, and I want the government to reveal so we can talk to aliens. Like, bro, you're talking to aliens all day.
Yeah, exactly.
You're in the middle of it, And so for me, it's kind of like, yeah, what's new? Yeah, we come from other places. Some of us have spent a majority of our lives on Earth. And, at that point, I guess we wouldn't be considered a starseed. That doesn't mean that we haven't had incarnations in other dimensions or realities or space-time, whatever's. But I think that a lot of us, I mean, at least in my world, the freaks and geeks that I roll with are some starseed mother cluckers, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes, it's a frequency. I mean, you attract into your life what is on the same frequency as you, and it's just science. Einstein talks about that, and that's what you're pulling into your life. But it seems like as we shift into this new Earth, as some people say, the age of Aquarius, these different things are happening. The star seeds are finding each other and noticing each other and being aware of each other at a greater rate. It seems like I've connected with more people personally as I've come into this understanding. We're connecting. I absolutely love your vibe and everything about your band and everything. And so we're connecting, and it must be happening everywhere. I mean, we're just this little pocket. I'm in Portland, Oregon. You're in Bend right now, and it's like, we're connecting here in our little pocket of the world. But if you think about the whole planet, I mean, it must be happening exponentially, like in a crazy way.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that we are the microcosm of the macrocosm, so to speak,
Right.
And, what else is there really than our little universe? I mean, we live in an expanded reality. We have the ability to have, global information at our fingertips. But the reality is, what is important in your reality, you are experiencing it. It is your immediate family and friends and your community. And not even, we don't even have to go that far. You could just say, it's really your relationship with yourself. It's your relationship with yourself and the never-ending expansion of that. I mean, what else really is there? It's all just relationship with self. We're all connected to the same source. We're all filaments of God. And so we're all just God experiencing itself. I always say there's only one relationship, and that's your relationship with yourself. When your relationship with yourself is clean and pure and loving, unfiltered and present, that's how your relationships with people outside of you become.
Yes. And when you're beating yourself up, when you're judging yourself at every turn, when you're thinking you're not where you're supposed to be, and all these terrible things that some people think out there, then that's what's going to surround you. That's what's going to come into your life. And then it's just going to exacerbate that a little bit more.
It is. Yeah. That's a true statement, my friend.
But you put out the high vibes with your music. This is something incredible. You're helping people harmonize with that higher frequency. When I listen to your music with Indubious, that's what I feel. I feel this higher frequency information, and then my vibration kicks up, and I'm listening because I love it so much. I'm listening to it, and it's just like resonating with me, and it's helping me, like I said, healing me. So what made you choose reggae, though? Like, of all the different genres that are out there, I mean, you could have been an incredible jam band. There's all these different things you could have chosen, but what was it about reggae where you were like, we're going to be a reggae band? Like, what was the decision?
Really, I mentioned this early on in the podcast. It's like just kind of following what feels right. I think that, I mean, does it have to be any more complicated than that?
No.
I just always loved the music, and so kind of open my mouth and sing, and I kind of the music that I've heard is kind of what comes out. And I think that genre is way far secondary behind intention and energy. We could be a country band, and we could be bringing through the same. We could be folk music. We could be doing electronica. We could be some kind of a rock band and be bringing through the same themes and energy and uplifting realities. But I just happen to prefer reggae. I believe that it is the King's music, and not just the King's music as like in King Selassie, but as the King as in the King within. It was born. Reggae music was born from hardship.
Yes,
Enslaved people. And it was, not to say that I don't have my white privilege that I have, but we're all can be, feel enslaved. At some point, I felt enslaved by my physical condition, by my physical reality. And reggae music for me was my ability to connect with a higher source, my higher self, or, God energy, source energy, to really show me the true me, beyond my physical reality, beyond my physical limitations, my limitless, infinite God self, multidimensional.
Wow, that's really powerful. I mean, it is the music of an enslaved people that strove for freedom, and they created this source-based music. You think about the Nyabingi heartbeat, which is a part of so much reggae music. It's really just the music of the universe, the true cosmic frequencies. And of course, there's different styles of reggae, and the evolution of the genre itself has its own story. But it was really the roots reggae when the Jamaican people started using cannabis and creating this music, and then the Rastafarian movement happened. It really allowed these higher frequencies, this music, to be channeled through these incredible reggae musicians of the 60s and 70s and 80s, because they were turning off their monkey mind, you could say, with cannabis, and really just creating in the moment.
Yeah. Turning off the monkey mind. I can definitely relate with that. It's an everyday endeavor for me, bro.
Well, if we can do that collectively, that's when that's when our consciousness is coming from source, and where we draw our you from. I mean, the body, the vehicle that we have, this beautiful human body, does have a purpose. You couldn't play music without it, but it can't run the show. It really just can't run the show.
I'm so subscribing to that reality these days. I've had some powerful spiritual downloads and connections, and received a lot of information that is showing me to turn off the mind. You got to turn off the mind
and be that bigger thing.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, and really be yourself. Be yourself, which is a huge thing, which, we're so beloved and beautiful and vast human beings. We're worthy of so much of our own love and appreciation. And the only thing in the way is our mind, man, our self-judgments, our comparisons.
Yes.
Comparing ourselves to others, treating life like a competition, feeling like we're going to finally love ourselves once we do the work and heal. Guess what? The healing journey from that perspective will never end. You're already perfect. You're all good because you're all God. We all are. Just like I said before, you're already there. And this is another paradox for you. The second we stop thinking that we're somehow damaged and have all this trauma and all these issues that need to be fixed, the second we stop beating ourselves up like that, we become freed, and those things naturally end up figuring themselves out. Expansion is the only consistent reality, man. We are going to expand and grow and learn so much stuff. And even when it feels like we're going backwards, we're still going forwards, because the steps backward are what catapult us forward. We have to have it. We have to have the contrast. We have to have the hardship.
Yeah, it is a motivating force. Like you said, it's like pulling a rubber band back and then you let it fly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, he's hit rock bottom. Well, it's good to hit rock bottom, because when you hit the rock bottom,
there's only way
to push yourself off of. You can launch forward.
Yes. We know that life is for expansion and fuller expression. It's never for retraction, because the universe is always expanding. I mean, look at the universe. It's expanding. That is the harmonic, natural base law of the universe, is expansion. So like you said, the moment you let go of things that are constricting you and you allow yourself to grow, then the whole universe is backing you up. You have the full force of source and universe just behind you, propelling you.
And we always do.
Yes.
And the resistance that we need to let go to move forward is our own self-limiting beliefs and thinking that we're not moving forward or we have to move. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's another paradox. It's like the second we stop beating ourselves up and going, you got to do this and you got to be the greatest and you got to, and then we just be, it's like, we're now really in the state to grow. That's it.
Yeah. Well, what about these people that think humanity's a virus? I hear this from people. It kills me, but I hear people, oh, we're a virus on the planet. We're this and that. How could people possibly think that? But some people do. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, what if we are? I don't have any issue being a virus. I mean,
you're saying as long as we're in some sort of like symbiotic, nurturing relationship with our planet?
I think that we have the ability to be either.
Okay.
I'm not personally offended by someone thinking that, and I can understand their perspective, and I have compassion for from their perspective. I don't. It doesn't trigger me, because if I found out somehow that I was a virus, I would still love myself, and I would still be grateful to exist. I would still feel the beauty and expansion and growth and connectedness to what I come from, to God, and be grateful for the ability to, be living on this beautiful host.
Yeah. And what a beautiful planet we have. And
yeah.
I want to talk about some of the things that you've learned recently. A big part of your life, just I would say within the last year or two, if I'm reading it correctly, is your exposure to Iboga and the journeys you've had there. Can you tell me about that? Tell me the story of this.
It walked in the room and it just exposed itself to me, man. And I have been traumatized ever since.
Oh my God.
Like, Iboga, I don't know you that well. Why are you wearing just a robe, Iboga?
Oh my God. But tell me, so your brother, as some of your fans know, many of your fans know, traveled to Africa recently and was trained to be a Iboga shaman. Is that correct?
Yeah, he did a crowd. He actually crowdfunded his trip to Africa and raised like $25,000.
So the fans helped pay for it. Thank you, Indubious. Oh my God.
He was so nervous to do that. Because I mean, for obvious reasons, you put yourself out there that way, like just to somehow expect that you're going to be able to raise that kind of money from, the goodwill of others. And the outpouring of love for him was incredible. And he went and did it. So leading up to that, my brother has had opioid addiction.
Oh no.
And then he ended up finding kratom.
Oh, Christ. Is that good or bad? Because I haven't tried it yet. I'm a little scared.
Well, you'll hear the story. So
okay.
I'll continue on and you can derive your own views on it. So he discovered kratom, which is a great substitute for opiates. Someone who's an opiate addict can switch from taking Vicodin or whatever and move to kratom, which is a plant. So it's a lot better for you physically. However, my brother described it as the amount that he was addicted to opiates, he was 10 times more addicted to kratom. It ruined his relationship, and it was ruining his life. And he was desperate to find relief from it. It was a very bad cycle for him, and it was hard to watch him suffering.
Yeah, I've never heard good things about kratom, to be completely honest. I didn't want to say anything at first, but everyone I've ever known has taken it, has become instantly addicted to it. And that's not my thing at all. I've never had problems with opiates in my life, but I just don't want to do anything that makes people instantly addicted like that. And it seems to be 100. Everywhere. It's totally legal in America, where it is illegal in other countries. But it has that property.
Everyone that I know that does kratom, they do it every single day, and they do not stop. According to my brother, it does have a spirit, and this spirit is incredibly, incredibly vicious and holds onto you.
Damn.
And so he was desperate to become free from that, and he tried everything, and he eventually ended up hearing about Iboga. And so here's a crazy thing about Iboga is Ibogaine, which is the derived psychoactive chemical from Iboga, has the ability, you could be a full-on heroin addict and go and do Iboga or Ibogaine, and the next day not have any withdrawals. It wipes.
Wow.
It's wild, brother. And so it wipes your opioid receptors clean. A lot of people actually end up dying because they go and they do Iboga and it wipes their opioid receptors clean. And then they do like heroin again and they do the same amount. And now they're sensitive to it and they overdose just like that. Boom.
Holy shit.
That's something to be careful about. But this stuff, let me tell you, I mean, we're talking about aliens. We're talking about all sorts of out there stuff. There's nothing more alien or almost fantasy like that I've experienced in real reality than Iboga medicine itself. So like I said, how this has the ability to treat addicts at an alarmingly successful rate compared to traditional drug therapy in the United States, which is dismal. It's like maybe 10% of people have a benefit from that. Whereas in Iboga, it's far, far, far more than, I think it's like 80% or something.
Wow. So he was wiped clean. He came back not addicted anymore.
Not only did he come back not addicted, but Iboga is a spirit. I mean, well, so there's Iboga, the plant, right?
Okay.
The plant is a doorway to the spirit.
Right. Just like many psychoactive plants are. Yes.
And this spirit is ancient, wise, beyond what it is intelligent beyond what our human minds can fathom. It's a higher dimensional being.
Wow.
And it is deeply loving and compassionate and silly and playful and just absolutely freaking hilarious, bro. It knows what you think is funny and it knows how to make you laugh like nothing ever has in your entire life. This thing is brilliant, brother. And I'm telling you, the second you get to know this thing and it starts talking to you, I mean, it changed my life forever to know that this thing was there. And what I learned through my experience with Iboga. So I'm kind of jumping all over the place.
No, it's fine. So he came back though, and he was fired up about it and got you to try it.
Yeah, thank you. So he went and he put down the substances from the Iboga.
Thank you, God.
But not only did he do that, he got activated on his life path, on his true life mission. And it was shown to him that he was meant to work with the medicine. The medicine sits you down and shows you your destiny.
Holy shit.
Shows you a movie of your reality. It shows you the ways in which you treat yourself. It shows you the shadow aspects of yourself that you neglect. And it shows you your true self. It shows you how truly beautiful and loving and amazing and perfect that you are as you are right now, how you have always been your whole life. And it allows you to shed your own self-defeating tendencies and start to love yourself. You know, this all sounds complicated and intricate, but it's really the simplest thing in the universe, bro. It's learning how to love yourself. And we hear it all the time. Oh, self-love, that's important. You know, self-care. It's become a meme, you know, but it's like, no, everything, only thing standing in between you and the reality, exact dream reality you want to experience is self-love, accepting yourself. Because not only does it change your reality right there, it can change your reality from hell to heaven, because you get to escape the bullshit thoughts in your head that are lying to you and telling you that you're not this or that. But it puts you in the reality where you're making the choices that are aligning you with your highest path. And guess what? Those choices are easy because those choices are just choosing what feels best for you. If you really, truly loved yourself like you loved your firstborn child, you would make the choices that sounded good.
And these are all the things that you've gained from your Iboga experience.
Yeah.
And your brother, did he set up like a session with you, or did you, once you figured this out from your brother, decide to go down to where he had his treatment? How did that manifest?
So he went and did the treatment. I appreciate you being here to wrangle in my thoughts. It's real.
No, it's fine.
I love it. So he went down and did his. He came back just absolutely activated and in love with life. And on his new path, he's going to say, okay, the medicine showed me that I'm going to be a provider. So I guess I got to fucking do it. He was scared, but he did it. He went and learned in Africa. He studied with Magenda Makala, which is the 10th generation Iboga shaman from the Bwiti tribe in Africa. My brother's now a member of the tribe. He's a provider. And so after he had come back, I witnessed, really what I witnessed is my brother turn from a boy into a man.
Dang, just like a huge development growth plateau.
Insane. And it was actually so much that I thought maybe he was going crazy. Like at first I didn't get it. I was like, something's up with my brother. He's making weird decisions because he came back and he was like, boom, I'm getting married. Oh, okay. Boom, I'm getting a dog. Okay. Boom, I'm starting my own business. I'm going to buy this. I'm renting this big house, which is like more money than he's ever paid. Because leading up to this, my brother has a bad track record. Let's just be honest. He's made some bad decisions.
Hey, we all have. Come on, we're humans.
Totally.
Kind of.
And and I'm 2.5 years younger than him, but I've always felt like the older brother because I was always kind of like trying to
reel him in. Okay.
Yeah, but then he came back and something was different with him. And like I said, I didn't really totally trust it because I was kind of still in my mind and I still had kind of more doubts and just concern of wanting him to be okay. Like, bro, you're getting married, really? Are you sure? But then I ended up having my Iboga experience. Okay. Because I was just at a point in my life where I really, really wanted to have what my brother had. I was like, dude, he just seems so fucking happy, man. Is so happy and so connected and so present. And I was like, whatever it is you're doing, I want some. Right. And so I went into that experience and it not only met all my expectations, but it exceeded them in a way that I would not be able to describe to you. It's the feeling of connecting with your soul, really, truly connecting with your soul, of your truth, of your reality, your present, your past, your future. See it all. It shows you your destiny, and it allows you to release traumas that have caused issues for,
sure.
Most every human being has this reality. We have traumas that cause issues for us our entire life. And really it's like, it sounds like this incredibly complicated thing. It's the simplest thing ever.
So did you go to Africa or did you go to a different, like a treatment center?
I did it with my brother. He's a provider.
So he here in Oregon.
Yeah.
Oh, just yourselves, like you and your brother.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's mind blowing.
Yeah, man. And I have had my entire life things. I never had really true access to this, but Iboga showed me, and I've had my entire life. I've had, and anyone listening can identify with this, is that I've had things that I've judged myself for and not forgiven myself for, and fears of my worthiness and just feelings like maybe I'm not good, maybe I'm bad, maybe I'm evil, maybe I'm unworthy. And really truly having that embodied, carrying that in my body my entire life. But it's locked away. These are shadow. This is shadow stuff. You put it in the closet and you lock it away because you don't want to see it because you're scared. I've carried that with me my entire life. Always felt a little bit unworthy. Always kind of wanted everyone to like me, to prove to myself that I was somehow worthy of love. Realized I was reaching for that through my music. I wanted to go play shows and have thousands of people tell me how amazing I am in order to feel better. Oh yeah, it totally works for a little while, but then you need it over and over and over again. And Iboga showed me those things that I was scared of. Let him out of the closet. And I laughed at how silly I was for feeling that way, because it showed me how good that I am. It showed me that it was all perfect. It showed me there's no issue with anything I've ever done, that everything has leaded me right to this moment right here. And that now I get to love myself. It said, you have spent 38, or at this point, I was 37 years old. It said, you have spent 37 years of your life learning to live indubiously. And now you get to live indubiously.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful. So the experience itself, you talked about taking LSD at Cougar Mountain. I'm sure you've tried other substances, maybe MDMA or MDA, DMT, things like that. How would you say it compares to those spiritually? Is it similar to ayahuasca? Have you ever tried ayahuasca?
I haven't tried ayahuasca.
I haven't either.
But I would say that of the ones that you listed, I would say that ayahuasca seems to have the most spiritual benefit for people, right? I mean, we're leaving Iboga out of this.
Sure.
You know, people who do ayahuasca, a lot of them dedicate their lives to that kind of medicine experience and change the trajectory of their lives through gaining spiritual insight. And so I'm trying to find a way to describe to you the comparison. So people who have done ayahuasca is a drug where, let's not say drug, ayahuasca is a medicine that people want to do a lot. They go, I'm going to Peru, I'm going to do ayahuasca for 3 months. And they go and they have 40 ceremonies. You hear about this all the time. You know, these people, right?
Yeah, for sure.
People dedicate their lives to it. I have an entire life of healing. Those people that come and do Iboga once and say, I got more out of that than I've gotten out of my 57 ayahuasca retreats.
Wow.
My brother had someone that does ayahuasca retreats for a living come and do a retreat. And he called him, absolutely had his mind absolutely blown, and called him at his next retreat and said, hey, I'm scared to take the medicine because I don't want this feeling to go away. So I think I'm just going to not take ayahuasca anymore.
Holy shit. That's huge for someone that was doing it professionally.
And so the direct answer, so I'm giving you these examples. So my direct answer doesn't sound like rude or dismissive, because the direct answer is, how does it compare to those things? It doesn't. It's way better.
Yeah.
It's beyond, like, I used to love things like having an LSD trip or taking mushrooms. I still have respect for those. And it's not that I'm saying I'm never going to do mushrooms again in my life, but my interest for that it's like, I'm connected with my soul, bro. I don't need any of that because I'm right in the pocket. But you know, I don't want it to come off like I'm high and mighty and holy.
No, I think that these substances, sure. I think that these substances, the different ones that we've described that are beneficial, each teach you something, and it's kind of like a step-by-step experience that probably leads you to Iboga, because that would be in that higher threshold. I would, like the person starting out with psychedelics, maybe they're lucky enough to have that experience. But for a lot of people, especially in Western culture, it's almost like, you start with mushrooms, maybe you smoke weed and you have a little psychoactive experience, and then you work your way up to mushrooms, LSD, and then maybe you're taking DMT, and then you get enough understanding to perhaps have an ayahuasca session or maybe an Iboga session. So how many sessions have you had at this point? Personally?
I've had two.
Two.
I've had one retreat, which is you eat medicine twice and within one retreat.
Okay.
And then I've had a separate single retreat, which is only one time. And so, I was telling you that the medicine said, you have spent 37 years of your life learning to become indubious, and now you get to live indubiously.
Right.
Wow, that's incredible. That makes a lot of sense, because the word indubious means undoubtful. No fear, no doubt, full trust. And that's really what the Iboga is doing. It tries to get you, it doesn't try, it succeeds. It gets you to believe in yourself, to trust, to throw away your doubt. And that's part of the whole Bwiti tribal teaching is 99.99999%. That's not 100%. It's either on or off. So you can be 99.999% anything. You're not all the way it. You're either 100 or you're off. If you're going to do something, you do it 100% and you're doing it. It's part of the whole teaching. It's what Iboga wants you to get to. It wants you to get you to believe in yourself, to know what you already know. You already know it. You always have known it, and you get it. And check this out. you believe in yourself so much, and it gives you so much of the shedding and the fear and doubt crap that holds you down, that now my intuition, my ability to know things before going to happen, like when you called me that day and I knew you're going to call me, it turned that on for me, bro, because I'm trusting in me, trusting in myself. And so guess what it shows me next? It shows me, boom, shows me the Leaf Man. You familiar with the Indubious Leaf Man?
Oh, yes, of course.
Guy with the leaf.
Yeah.
And it shows me instantly. So I received the psychic download of what it's telling me, because it's not talking in language. It's sending me blocks of thought. It says, this Leaf Man, you've always wondered what that is. Guess what it is? It's Iboga.
Whoa.
It always has been, bro. And it said, we traveled 20 years back in time to deliver this image to you so you could maintain advertising consistency, is what it said, which to me, that was a joke. It was being silly with me.
Right.
Because to me, that is hilarious that it said that.
Yeah. But there is that consistency there, because now you've led up to that. The frequency of that, the image representing the frequency, has always been a part of Indubious.
It has. And guess what? I've never known what it meant. People always ask, what is a Leaf Man? I'm like, oh, he's just like our mascot, man. At some point I came up with something. I was like, oh, he's the guardian of the 24 dimensions of sound, because there's 24 leaves on him. And then it showed me what it is. I always knew I was going to figure out what the Leaf Man was, and it showed me what it is. And so me and my brother and I are, you could call us star seeds or whatever. This is our, it was my belief, this is our first life on Earth. And we have come here to facilitate in the vibrational shift of frequencies. And we work with directly hand in hand with the Iboga medicine.
Wow, that's so powerful. So when you say star seeds, are you talking about the Pleiadian? Because I feel like that's where most of these star seeds are coming from, this Pleiadian cluster of hundreds of stars. I feel that personally, that resonates with me really hard, but it could be anywhere, like you're saying.
I mean, I know where we come from. It's not Pleiades. It's something called Epsilon Lyra.
The Lyrans.
The Lyrans.
Everybody tells me I'm a Lyran. I've heard that like at least 4 times now from various guests.
You look like one, man.
So do you. Your eyes, it's really interesting. I find when I meet people that are powerful starseeds, there seems to be this light frequency emitting from their eyes that's like, it's almost like a faster flicker rate. It's hard to even really describe it, but if you can imagine that, that's what I see from you, and that's what I see from people like you that are such high frequency people. They literally like vibrate differently in their eyes. It's very noticeable.
So is Epsilon, so Lyrans come from Epsilon Lyra?
I'm assuming so. The Lyran, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to say maybe.
It doesn't get much more interesting than this for me.
Well, I'll tell you this. As a spiritual person, I was very interested in reggae. And in reggae, you study these biblical concepts, because Rastafarianism is kind of an offshoot in a way of Christianity. They use the Bible. They talk about the Bible. Haile Selassie, of course, was their Messiah figure, but they incorporate huge chunks of the Judeo-Christian Bible in their teachings. And there's always been this concept of the 144,000 people. They talk about it in the book of Revelation.
There's a line in our song, One by One.
Yeah, and the Abyssinians have a song about it as well in the reggae world, but other people have talked about this, that it represents like 12,000 people from the 12 tribes of Israel, they say in Revelation, but really what people say it represents is this higher frequency beings, these 144,000 souls. And if it's even an exact number or really just a symbol, I think that's still up for debate. I think it's more of a symbol, but really these people manifested here, these 144,000 during this changing time, to help facilitate the earth that we want, this new earth. And before I learned about the Pleiadian concept, I was very, very resonant with that 144,000 people concept, that energy. But since then, I feel like I've scaled it up almost. And when you get that higher galactic universal understanding, you realize it's not just about Earth and the Gaian spirit, it's about the whole universe. And we're coming here from these other places as potentially as 144,000 or even something else to help humanity evolve.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening, but I sure am having a good time.
I am too. And it's fun to do the work. Service, when you align your life with service, like you're doing with your incredible music, such a beautiful service, it unlocks your life. And then you have other development stages, but just getting in line with your service and doing it as your life's mission is one of the most powerful things a person can experience.
Totally. And, you know, I've felt that my whole life. I've had a shift in my relationship with it, you know, because I've always been, it's my mission on this earth to do this job to help humans. And there can be something like martyrish about it. There can be an energy where it's like you're sacrificing yourself in order to serve. And when you're sacrificing yourself, you ain't serving nobody, brother, because you got to serve yourself first. Because when you are in alignment and you are in your joy and in your power and living your dream, bro, now you're going to change the world. People don't got a chance. Yeah. You know, I came back from my Iboga thing. I was like, dude, y'all are getting hooked up. Y'all don't got a chance anymore. You don't have a chance. I'm not getting hooked up because you're living with me, baby. And we're going forward, you know. That's my whole energy. No, Sorry, I was just going to say, it's all selfish personally. I just love humanity so much. I just want us to live together so I don't have to worry about people around the world anymore. It's completely selfish. I just don't want to worry anymore about my fellow humans in various places that are suffering. I want everybody to have exactly what they need. I want the united earth, all people together loving each other. And I think what it really starts with, Evan, and tell me what you think about this before we play one of your incredible songs from your band. It's to unite the earth, to truly unite humanity, we have to see ourselves as light beings first. That is our common bond. We have different ancestry. We come from different places. Our physical body, our skin's complexion, there's a whole bandwidth of that. But the one thing that unites us is the fact that we are all light beings in physical bodies. And if we can get to that understanding, that's when we drop all the earth-based definitions and truly unite as one. What do you think about that? I like the sentiment of that. You know, it feels a little bit goal oriented for me. I love goals. and that might be a personality trait. I love the sentiment of it. I don't think that we got to do anything. I think that all we have to do is exist and love ourselves, and that it's all happening, bro. You know, for me, that is, I mean, it's paradoxical, right? Because not doing anything for me sure is doing a lot, because I like to do a lot of shit because I'm just having fun, right? I really enjoy the no expectations, no destination vibration for myself. It's very conducive to me living in a state of non-resistance and harmony and respecting myself, because I tend to, you know, we have very, very similar personality types, and I have been very goal oriented in my life. And what I have found in doing a lot of personal work is that a lot of that is it's kind of punishment. I punish myself. Yes, I understand. What's that? I understand, you know, because you feel like you're not succeeding as much as you want, and then the expectation leads to anxiety, like you were saying. And it's a constant push. Yeah. But then without that anxiety, living in the now, like you were saying earlier, that releases you from that. It's just hard, you know, because like I said, it's all selfish. I want a united earth, damn it. I just want everybody to be happy and love with each other. And so that's the thing, is that the only time that you're introducing resistance is when you're saying, I really want this to happen. You're already there, bro. It's happening. I'm telling you, you're on the forefront, and you're bringing it together and you're doing it. You got nothing to worry about. You don't even have a choice. You couldn't not do it if you wanted to. You know, this is a very deterministic viewpoint, but I believe it. I believe for me, there's no way that I cannot fulfill my destiny. The only time that I'm like squeezing that off is when I go, I have to fulfill my destiny or else.
Right.
You're always doing it, and you always will be. So sit back and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, that's beautiful advice. I totally agree. I'm learning so much from you right now, and I hope a lot of our audience is learning from our conversation, as they will for years to come, as this is pre-recorded. But for people out there, we now have listeners in 137 countries. Every time that number goes up, it consistently goes up. I'm just blown away, because my voice, our voices, the information is just getting out there to people. It's mind blowing. So I do want to play some of Indubious's music, the band that Evan is in with his brother and Matthew T. Wells on drums. It's incredible. And maybe you've never heard it before. So I've been given permission to play this song from their most recent album. And it is called Love is a Bridge. And it's featuring the incredible Anthony B., which we also love. So we're going to play this, and I want you to hear this. We're just going to add a little music to this episode. So sit back and let's, like Evan's saying, enjoy the musical ride.
1 foot in each round, yeah, we say we are the bridge. Channel the love and the light, that's how we give light, so that's how we live life, so 1 foot in each round, yeah, we say we are the bridge. Channel the love and the light, that's how we give light, so that's how we live life, so Indubious alongside Anthony B. You want hear me? We come to play up from the bad mind on the envy and the greed. Love is a bridge, love is a bridge, love is a bridge, love is a bridge. Love is a bridge, love is a bridge, love is a bridge. Love is a bridge, love is a bridge, love is a bridge. Wow. Love is a bridge, love is a bridge, love is a bridge, love is a bridge. Love is a bridge, love is a bridge, love is a bridge. Love is a bridge, love is a bridge, love is a bridge. Wow. Love is the only way. We are the bridge, we are connected from both sides. One the channel through the ancestors' lights. On the other side, the Mother Earth life. Anything we need, the bridge will provide. Let them know. Life affected in the Creator's eyes. Only love can satisfy appetite. To be on time, you must be on time. Love is a bridge, and the way on the most high. Love is a bridge. Love is a bridge, love is a bridge, love is a bridge. Love is a bridge, love is a bridge, love is a bridge. Love is a bridge, love is a bridge, love is a bridge. Love is a bridge, love is a bridge, love is a bridge, love is a bridge. Love is a bridge, love is a bridge, love is a bridge. Love is a bridge, love is a bridge, love is a bridge. As one love come to beat the dragon, one man up with the beast and one love a champion. Fire in your soul can restore you done. Construction of joy is a deadly weapon. You're shouting out the ways that nature give it unto I. Mama Earth always a giver in a plentiful supply. Your white communicate when we can commune in love. The earth is our life in the fullness thereof. Give up resistance and the current take you home. Body the timing we were built to overcome. Triumphant flesh and resilient in your bone. The love will always lead you back to home. Love is a bridge. 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 Wow. Love is a bridge. Love is a bridge. Love is a bridge. Love is a bridge. So no bother plan to put your bread up on fridge. Full time you check on the life where you are live. You want hear me? Yeah. Spread love up a red neck, we spread it in a yard. To own your work, so you get your reward. Send out some love into the world that no hard. It's time to come together, make we call on the Lord. Long time tell them, say you just send me come. No lying lips, no more deceitful tongue. Remember just say you fi seek from your young man can't walk in the sky, so keep your feet on strong. So never lose hope, never lose faith. Love is the only way choose I and get. All you have to do is patient and wait. Rasta no spread fear, cause we no promote this. Yes, you need a little love in your life. It no matter if it's day or night. No, it's not the time for put wrong over right. Open your ears, you coulda black, you coulda white. No matter a bridge, love is a bridge, love is the bridge. Love is a bridge, love is a bridge, love is the bridge. Wow, wow, wow. Earth is the queen and the king is the land. Full spectrum of the yin and the yang. Polarity, contrast, good and the bad. Can't have this sign unless you have that percent. Hold on to your heart. Nothing new in the house on the Lord said. Own your shadow, integrate love. We are the bringers of the dawn.
Whoa, my God. Jesus, that was incredible. I mean, of course, having Anthony V on the track just is like the cherry on top. But man, the production is amazing on that. It's like, sounds incredible.
Thank you. I love your enthusiasm, bro.
Well, it hits you super hard. There's something about the cosmicness of it that you don't hear in traditional reggae bands and even dance hall. There's this cosmic feeling that you get from that. It's really powerful.
Well, my whole life I've felt that we channel something, it's pretty dang obvious, especially being me. People listen to my music and then assume that I'm just like completely embodied, spiritual master based on the music. And I'm like, no, it doesn't really work that way. It's almost like we're learning from the music as it's coming through. Wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like you're picking that up and it's coming out of you, but you're also this human too. You're learning from it. Totally.
And it's been a lot of times where I've, recorded some song that feels kind of channeled and gone like, yeah, not really 100% sure what this is about. And then a few years later in my life, something clicks. And I'm like, oh, dang, that's what it was like the whole time. And so coming out of my Iboga experience, I was able to go back through and listen, piece together aspects of my musical catalog and have it make so much more sense. And, I do believe that it's the Iboga entity that we've been channeling all along.
Wow, because it's outside of time and space. I mean, we're in this linear time stream, but that spirit is outside of time and space, and it was sending you that information. Like you said, you were channeling it as you're looking for inspiration, writing these lyrics, writing this music. You're pulling this stuff in, and then it's coming from the spirit of the Iboga, and then years later you can see it. That's also huge too, because it's this powerful affirmation.
It is. It's like, it can, you can have a spiritual experience or a psychedelic experience and have it give you tons of information, and you can choose to believe it or not believe it. But when it gives you a piece of evidence from your past, hey, remember this image that you chose? Look, that's the Iboga plant. And so I get out of my trip and I'm like, all right, can I look at an Iboga plant? Because I want to see if it's the same. It's totally the same. It's 100% what it is. There's no
That's super intense. This up, man. It's just really intense. But I do want to tell people that song that we listened to, that's from their latest album, The Bridge. There's a Bridge remix album that is a more current release, but that's from The Bridge. I want you to check that out. That's an incredible album. But Evan, we've had such a great conversation. I appreciate your time. This has been incredible. And for people that are listening now, definitely check out the Living Indubiously podcast, because I'm going to be a guest on his podcast and we're going to talk about some amazing things as well. Indubiousmusic.com. That is the place to start to find out about Indubious. There's a tour coming up. There's shows in Washington, Montana, Colorado. All the albums that they have are available on all the streaming platforms, including The Bridge and The Bridge Remixed album. And check out their Facebook group page. That is where the Indubian family is. You go there, there's over 3,000 people that are very passionate about their love for this band, like I am, and you can interact with them. I'm an Indubian. I'm on that page myself.
Beautiful.
And we do want to shout out the other band members, your brother, of course, Spencer Burton, and the amazing drummer Matthew Wells, who they were just, you guys were all killing it on all your albums. But that album, oh my God, it's just so good. It seems like every album there's progression, just like with any artist, their musicianship gets better, the music gets better, and it's just really, it's really peaking right now.
Yeah, thanks, man. Dude, bro, whoa, peaking hard over here. Yeah, no, I certainly feel the evolution of the music. You know, it really started to evolve for us once we started doing all the production ourselves. You know, leading up to that, it wasn't quite as a focused energy. But I feel that through being able to kind of control all those aspects of it, you know, I do all the production. And so like building that skill, I can make it sound how I want it to sound, to get it to feel how I want it to feel. And it's been really,
it's more personal. It's and what you're doing as your service, as your starseed mission, part of it, one layer, as we were saying earlier, it's just that much more what you are. It's coming more directly from you, because like I said, that production was amazing. It might as well, I mean, you should be making millions of dollars as a music producer, because that was like beyond pro level. It was really incredible. But Evan, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your time. Again, everybody check out indubiousmusic.com. Let me actually just spell that really quick for people that maybe English isn't their first language. So it is INDUBIOUSMUSIC, indubiousmusic.com. Check that out. And everyone, incredible episode. I'm loving this conversation. Of course, check me out on his podcast, Living Indubiously. And Evan, please hold through the outro music and we'll talk a little bit more.
Cool. Love it. Super appreciate you having me, bro. Really grateful.
Thank you, Evan. Thank you. And we will see you all next week, Midnight on Earth.